you still have belly fat. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because nobody gave you the right information. Instead, everyone kept telling you to go to the gym, buy the equipment, get the trainer, pay the membership. And if you didn't do all that, you were failing. That's a lie. And today, we're burning it down. Literally. Here's what nobody tells you. Belly fat is not a gym problem. It's a habits problem. It lives in your daily routine. It survives on your inconsistency. And it feeds off the idea that you need to go somewhere to get rid of it. You don't. Everything you need is right where you are. Your bedroom, your living room, that little space between your couch and your coffee table. That's your gym now. Welcome. Now before we get into it, let me be clear about something. This is not a workout video. I'm not going to count reps with you. I'm not going to do a 10-minute follow along. What I am going to do is give you 5 habits, things you can build into your daily life, that will start melting belly fat without you ever stepping foot inside a gym. These are not tricks. They are not shortcuts. They are habits. And habits, when stacked correctly, become unstoppable. Now here's something the fitness industry doesn't want you to sit with too long.
Oh, no!
Your body burns fat all day long. Not just when you're working out. Every hour you're alive, your metabolism is either working for you or against you. The difference between the person who stays lean and the person who doesn't usually comes down to what they do consistently, not occasionally. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. 5 days a week of being consistent beats 1 day of going hard and 6 days of doing nothing. Every single time, without exception. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through 5 habits. Real ones. Ones that work even if your schedule is packed, your apartment is small, and your motivation is running low. Because the people who skip to the end of videos like this are usually the same ones who skip the work. Don't be that person. Let's get into it. Let's talk about why the belly fat is still there. And I want you to really hear this, not as a criticism, but as a diagnosis. Because if we don't identify the problem correctly, the solution won't stick. Problem 1. You're moving less than you think. Most people overestimate how active they are. You go to the gym twice a week, walk to your car, maybe take the stairs once, and in your head, you're an active person. But your body is a numbers game. If you're sitting for 10, 12, sometimes 14 hours a day, those 2 gym sessions are getting crushed by inactivity. It's called sedentary creep. And it's one of the biggest reasons belly fat sticks around even in people who technically work out. Your body needs movement spread across the entire day, not just concentrated into 1 hour. Problem 2. Your stress is storing fat. This one nobody wants to talk about. When you're stressed, and most of us are chronically, silently stressed, your body releases cortisol. Cortisol is a survival hormone. It tells your body to hold on to fat, especially around the belly, because it thinks you're in danger. So you can be eating right, moving more, and still not losing belly fat, because your cortisol levels are sabotaging everything behind the scenes. Stress is not just mental. It is physical. It has weight. Literally. Problem 3. You're not sleeping. Sleep deprivation and belly fat are best friends. When you don't sleep enough, ghrelin, your hunger hormone, goes up. Leptin, your fullness hormone, goes down. So the next day you wake up hungrier, you eat more, and you crave the exact things your body doesn't need. High sugar, high carb, high regret. You cannot out-exercise poor sleep. It is not possible. Sleep is when your body repairs, recalibrates, and burns fat. Cut it short, and you cut your results short. Problem 4. You're eating at the wrong times. Not necessarily the wrong foods. The wrong times. Late night eating, irregular meal patterns, skipping breakfast, and then eating a massive meal at 9 p.m. All of these confuse your metabolism. Your body has a biological clock. When you work against it, it stores more than it burns. And before you say, but intermittent fasting. Yes, that works for some people. But randomly skipping meals because you forgot to eat is not intermittent fasting. That's just chaos. And chaos produces cortisol. And cortisol stores fat. See how this all connects. 5 habits. That's all. Stack these into your daily life and watch what happens over the next 30 days. Habit 1. The 10-minute morning activation. Before you touch your phone, before you eat breakfast, before you do anything, you move for 10 minutes. Not a full workout. An activation. Here's the sequence. 30 seconds of jumping jacks to get the blood moving. 30 seconds of high knees. 30 seconds of bodyweight squats. 30 seconds of rest. Repeat that 4 times. 10 minutes total. Why does this work? Because when you move first thing in the morning in a fasted state, your body taps directly into fat stores for energy. There's no glucose from a recent meal to burn through first. It goes straight to the fat, including the belly. Do this every morning for 21 days, and it becomes automatic. You won't even think about it. You'll just do it. Habit 2. The plank protocol. Every single day, non-negotiable. 2 minutes of planking. Not 2 minutes straight, unless you can already do that. Break it into sets. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. 3 rounds. That's 2 minutes of work. The plank is not glamorous. It's not exciting. But it is one of the most effective core-strengthening, belly-tightening movements that exists. It activates your transverse abdominis, the deep core muscle that literally holds your stomach in. When that muscle is strong, your belly looks tighter even before you lose a single pound of fat. Stack this onto your morning activation or do it before bed. Either way, do it every day. Habit 3. Post-meal walks. After every major meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, walk for 10 to 15 minutes. Not power walking, not speed walking, just moving. This habit alone has been shown in research to significantly reduce blood sugar spikes after meals. Why does that matter? Because blood sugar spikes trigger insulin, and insulin, in excess, tells your body to store fat. By walking after meals, you blunt that insulin response. You use the glucose for movement instead of storage. 3 meals a day, 3 short walks, 30 to 45 minutes of movement you barely notice, but your metabolism absolutely does. Habit 4. The stress flush. Pick one. Box breathing. Inhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts. Exhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts. Repeat for 5 minutes. Or find 10 minutes of deliberate silence with no screens. Or do 5 minutes of light stretching before bed. Whatever method you choose, the goal is to lower cortisol once a day. Intentionally. On purpose. Because remember, cortisol stores belly fat. And most of us are walking around with chronically elevated cortisol and not even realizing it. This habit is quiet. It doesn't look like fitness. But physiologically, it is one of the most powerful fat loss tools available, and it costs you nothing but 5 minutes. Habit 5. The 10 p.m. cutoff. No food after 10 p.m. Full stop. This is not about starving yourself. It's about giving your body a metabolic window. When you stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed, your insulin levels drop, your body shifts into fat-burning mode overnight, and your sleep quality improves because your digestive system isn't working overtime. Combine this with a consistent 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and you have created a nightly fat-burning cycle. While you are literally asleep, doing nothing, your body is burning. That is the goal. 5 habits. Morning activation. Daily plank. Post-meal walks. Stress flush. 10 p.m. cutoff. Stack them. Be consistent. Give it 30 days. Your belly fat doesn't stand a chance. Now here's what I need from you. Drop a comment below. Tell me, which of these 5 habits are you starting today? Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Today. I read every single comment. I respond. This is not a one-way street. You commit, I show up. And if this gave you something real, hit subscribe and check out the channel. More videos like this, dropping regularly. No fluff. No filler. Just straight results. You already know what to do. Now go do it.